What's up, everybody? Celtic here, back when we get those 10s and 20 views. Yes, a rare Wednesday video. That's because we have drama with the Carolina Panthers. More or less, two all-time greats for the Carolina Panthers. The greatest receiver we have ever had in Steve Smith. That was not enough for debate. And one of, if not plausibly, the best quarterback we have had to date, Mr. Cam Newton. Now, I'm not hating on either one of them. I have both their jerseys. I am a little upset that Steve Smith in Pittsburgh did not sign my Steve Smith jersey, but it's not like I hate either one of them. So before that, I have a Cam Newton plushie, a Cam Newton jersey, Funko Pop, this bobblehead guy here. So it's not like I'm coming at this as someone who doesn't like Cam Newton or Steve Smith. This is more me coming at it as Panthers fan and what I see. Now, what started this whole drama? Well, I don't know if it was on Cam's podcast. He does have a podcast. Or somebody else's podcast. But Cam said something that kind of pissed off a lot of fans. This is coming after him saying, and I quote, I would rather keep my MVP. I'm not quoting him. Something on the lines of, I'd rather win MVP than win the Super Bowl. Not in those exact words, but that is the question he has. So, I'll play the clip in question that kind of started this whole typhoon in Cam, and you can kind of see which side I am. Kind of should figure that out, but let's go over to here. This was the draft. This is the clip in question. I'll pause it throughout because make sure I don't get copyright claimed. Which, you are the top picks because of the way you play. Yes, true. Travis Hunter's way he played makes him a top pick. True. This also comes down to team needs. Like, for example, does the Titans need a quarterback desperately in the first round? Not really. They have a guy under contract. Also, the class is not that deep. There are plenty of years where a quarterback did not go first. Cam also has very much a quarterback bias. Not necessarily. Look at last year. Panthers were the worst team. Didn't get the number one pick. Year prior, Carolina wasn't the worst team. We still got the number one pick. Still. I'm sorry, did you not watch the Eagles game? The corner shut down people. Drew Reeves would shut down people. So, yeah. So that's one terrible advice, Cam, to give any young player. Oh, you're not a quarterback, so therefore you're not as important as a quarterback. What kind of dumb shit is that? Come on. He went to a locker room of losers. Yeah, that is the quote. He went to a locker room of losers. I have stats, and I'm going to go through it. That part is actually true. There's a lot of people in all sports, maybe not hockey, that play their sport because they're very good at it, and it makes them a lot of money. That's actually true. So Cam said he went to a locker room of losers. Now, of course, Steve Smith, being, a guy on that team, took some issues with it. This was Steve's issues respond. 53-man locker room, -1 equals 52 losers. Wow. Breaking news to number 89. Steve Smith would also go on to post this. I've watched and listened from afar as you, Cam Newton, talked about the Panthers. None of us are perfect. Yes, we went 2-14 the year prior. You're blessed us with your presence, so give him his dues. But the way you talk about the Panthers lately is very disappointing. I wish you had nothing better to do. I'm done with it. This makes me feel that there was something completely different. Like, Cam has talked a lot of trash, and my issue with Cam for a while was Cam's ego. It seemed to be more about Cam than it did about the team. A lot of we before me. It's like he's like, oh, I came from a culture. Cam, I know you're never gonna watch this, so this. According to your Wikipedia page, you went to Florida for 2 years and had to transfer out because you stole a fellow college student's computer. All charges were dropped, but yeah, you felony charges. Oh yeah, and according to this, there are reports from Fox Sports that you face potential expulsion from the university for 3 instances of academic dishonesty prior to your transfer. Then you played a year in junior college and had a very, 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 very impressive 1 year at Auburn. So don't come at this like, oh, I came at this from a winning culture. No, you did not. You had 1 great year. Now, on to the other thing. It's like, Cam makes it seem like this is where I have an issue with him. It's like, and a lot of people are starting to say, like, well, Cam's right. Cam's right. Cam's not right. So, if we go back over to my fancy dancy thing, I have up. I'll have to move myself over. Close out of Homeboy over here. Cam's time in Carolina. Gotta make it bigger so it's easier to see on here, which it doesn't. It's not easier to see. Full screen. Get out of that. That should make it better. Make it better. So Cam played a grand total of 8 seasons for us. It will be the highlighted 8 years. Right to there. So Cam played 8 seasons with the Panthers. Cool. Great. Very good. In those 8 years, Cam Newton started in 128 games. He went 68 wins and 60 losses for 53%. In those 8 years, he had 3 winning seasons and 5 losing seasons. Yes, he went to the Super Bowl. Took us to 4 playoff years with underneath Cam Newton. Here's the kicker. If you were to look at the 8 years prior, so that'd be 2010, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, in those 8 years, Carolina had 3 winning seasons. Same number. 2 500 seasons and 3 losing seasons. So, retrospect, a better 8 years during the more or less the John Fox era, which realistically is 1 more year, which put it at 7 and 9. So it's like Cam, yes, you did great, and all this other stuff, but you weren't like this world-beating quarterback. My next slide I'm going to pull up. So first, that 2010 year when they went 12-4. I don't know how much this is legible on here, but let's see. So the draft did not do good. Draft class did not add anything great to this, but here's the issue. Right here. Roster. Damn it. Zoom in. Roster releases. Why is you doing this to me, computer? I'm trying to make a video. Wow. Thank you, Wikipedia. You really want me to show off. Roster waivers and releases. Jake Delhomme, who I'll bring up in a few moments. He's gone. And let's like AJ Feely. Could have definitely been better than Jimmy Clausen was the year prior. Moose retired. Peppers was gone. Josh McCown, no longer there. So it's like, hey, we lost a lot of pieces. And here's another one. When you look at the roster, he said, culture of losers. This is a roster that had Jonathan Stewart, very good player. It's like Chris Gamble, very good. Charles Woods, very good. I gotta zoom. Too far, too far. But it's like, hey, look, Dan Connor. He was on the injured reserve. Thomas Davis, another all-time great Panther on injured reserve. Jeff Uta, who I want to say had 8 years with Carolina. Yeah, there's another all-time great for Carolina. Injured reserved. Oh, D'Angelo Williams, injured reserved. Like 7 guys were like pretty much out throughout the year. And also, you gotta remember, Jimmy Clausen did get hurt. Steve Smith did get hurt that year. So yeah, room full of losers with this lineup here is kind of insulting. Like, there's one of like the great Panthers players. It was like this roster was loaded, but injuries and of course, not the greatest quarterback class. It's like I'm not arguing that Jimmy Clausen, Keith Nell, and Brian St. Pierre are good by any stretch. I like Clausen in Carolina. Not Carolina, in Notre Dame. Injured offensive line, no weapons. It's the same issue that Young had last year. Now getting onto it, Cam making him seem like he's like this giant culture shock of winning. Let's compare him to, like I said, Jake Delhomme, which I'm slightly upset. This site did my boy Jake Delhomme bad. No photo. There's the comparison. Cool, whatever. Let's just scroll down to here. So, like I said, Cam started 128 games. He went 68 and 63. 53% winning second. Jake Delhomme in 90 starts. 53 and 37. 59 percentage. You're going to tell me a guy who played more or less 3 less seasons, numbers are comparable. Both threw 59% completion ratio. Cam has more yards. Well, Cam only has, what is that, 12,000 more yards passing? Cool. You played 3 more seasons. I'm definitely saying you probably still outthrow him. Hey, look, passing average, the same. Passing per game is roughly the same. More passing yards. You played more seasons than Jake Delhomme. I'm not comparing you to anyone big yet. It goes. And then, of course, then you have all your Russians. And then honors, of course, 1 Pro Bowl. That's not there. Here's the thing. We go to playoffs. Jake had similar numbers. He also went to a Super Bowl. Now, if we were to compare Cam to, I don't know, Matt Ryan, guy who played in the Falcons. Heads up, regular season, Matt Ryan was better. More games, better completion ratio, more yards, a lot more touchdowns. Even if you add in Cam's rushing TDs with his passing TDs, it still does not get close to that. Yes, Matt Ryan threw a lot of interceptions. We're not going to argue that one. But it's like 4-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, MVP, Offensive Player of the Year. So it's like when I kind of like hear, especially Cam talk about like stuff like this, it's like, dude, were you a great player? Yes. True. Are you entitled to your opinion? 1,000%. So am I. That's why I'm making this video. But to sit there and act like all high and mighty like you were God's gift to the Panthers. You had 8-ish. You probably like, I'm trying to like find like season stats. Boom, here we go. We got out the season stats. You had what? 2 years where he threw 3 years where he threw over 60% passing completion. But it's like touchdown interceptions. If it wasn't for the fact that you were such a dynamic runner, you would be compared to people like Eli and Dak, in my honest opinion. It's like, yes, you were a fantastic runner, which made it great, but at the same time, it's like even when I just look at your stats, it's nothing comparable. Now, am I a Cam Newton hater? God no, I loved Cam in Carolina. I just wish he took more time in training. But that is it. That's all I have. Tell me, whose side are you on? I'm on Steve Smith's side. Like, Cam has kind of made everything about Cam. Steve Smith was the ultimate team player, in my opinion. So, I don't know. I feel like I had to jump on here and kind of like give my 2 cents on this thing where it's like, hey, we went 12-14 due to bad quarterback and injuries. But then when you compare the other 8 years of Ron Rivera's tenure with your 8 years, you take the 8 John Fox years with people like Jake Delhomme versus the 8 years of Cam Newton and Ron Rivera, I would rather have the John Fox, Jake Delhomme years. But that's in the past. We need to be looking forward. How can we, as Panthers fans, come together and rally behind Bryce Young? And hopefully Bryce Young has a great, 8-year career that is similar to what Cam Newton and Jake Delhomme had. More wins than loss. A Super Bowl appearance. Hopefully a Super Bowl win. And, we can go on from there. But that's it. That's all I have. But I'll see you weird people later.